Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen, on the flight deck. My name is Flight Medic Barry. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Sirens podcast, EMS Week Edition. I'm so happy to be able to get the opportunity to shine the light on so many heroes, so many people out there who are serving their communities without recognition, without praise, without appreciation. And that's just the job that they do, and they do it despite all of those things. That's what's really incredible and worth appreciating and paying our thanks to during this week of EMS week. And so before we can do that, though, we got to go 10-8 in service, wheels up, visors down, and we are off on today's topic. And I am so excited to be able to talk about this topic because there's so many people that are just worthy of being appreciated and and thank you. And just all these individuals out there who have dedicated their lives and their careers to being better clinicians, better providers, better public servants, better caregivers, to be able to provide the best quality care to their communities and the people that they serve. And I hope it's okay. Behind me, I have Shan's Care flight teams merch behind me. I wear their shirts all the time. I've gone to so many of their classes. They're just high caliber, professional, high class people and providers. They're just amazing people to be around, to learn from, and the care that they give the community that they serve is just bar none top notch. And I just really wanted to give them a shout out. I have a close friend, partner of mine that I rode in the ambulance with who used to work for them. Sadly, he passed away, but just seeing how not only they treat their community, but how they treat their own is just amazing. And there's so many agencies out there that do this all the time. And so this is just one of many that deserve praise and thanks and appreciation. You know, we have to really look at it this way. Our first responders are a unique breed because there's so many countries, third world countries out there that don't have access or privilege to have what we have. And a lot of times we take it for granted. We don't realize that we can just call them 3 numbers and somebody will show up at the house to be there, wherever you are, whatever the emergency, at whatever time of night. That is just really, when you look at it that way, at any time of the day, for any set of circumstances, you can dial those numbers and you will get someone to be there to assist you in whatever you need. That is very unique across first world countries, of course. And sometimes, a lot of times, we take these things for granted because we're so used to them. We were grown up in this society where this is our norm. And so we really don't have sometimes the awareness to be appreciative of these things because it's just so second nature. And I think it does these awareness weeks for certain occupations and for certain things are worth pausing and just really appreciating the things that we have in the United States of America and other countries abroad that have these services. Because if, you know, we can kind of picture what it would look like if we did not have services like this, where you could not call 3 numbers and somebody be there at any time of the night or any time of the day for your emergency. That is an incredibly scary thing to kind of ponder what life would be like if we lived in a society where we could not call those 3 numbers and have somebody to come get me out of a bad situation. And that is why, you know, it's Beyond the Sirens. We are doing our very best to advocate for first responders and to really just show the community that there are some great, amazing people out there who have dedicated their lives and dedicated their careers to being the best possible public servant that they can be. And a lot of times that they just kind of go unnoticed. And a lot of times we just take this service for granted. And so here during EMS week, day 1, we just wanted to kick it off by really just introducing, you know, EMS week, and as well as just, we're going to try to do a little bit of something every day to say thank you to our EMTs and our paramedics who serve their communities bravely and who serve them despite being underpaid, despite being overworked, despite mandatory overtimes, poor leadership, and poor EMS leadership that is currently really going on right now, and the massive turnover rates that they're suffering. It's just really tragic that they're going through what they're going through, but we're going to right the ship. We're on the path to hopefully over time changing the paradigm that we are currently in, where uh, just because you went to a tech school does not mean you're considered an entry level job, because these individuals are far more than just an entry level position. And there's nothing wrong with an entry level position. We all start somewhere, but to be looked at as an entry level position, but you are doing things like interpreting heart rhythms and giving medications that if you're wrong on what medicine you're giving for the particular thing that you're giving it is could be life threatening. We can do things like paralyze and paralyze you and put a breathing tube down to help you breathe when you're dealing with a pulmonary or a lung disease. That is an incredible responsibility, an incredible power that you have as a clinician, as a person who can do these things, and to be treated like an entry level job and to be treated like a person who is, at the bottom of the, kind of uh, occupational hierarchy is very sad and tragic to be looked at that way, as you're just going, a lot of times EMS is seen as a stepping stone to nursing or to other things. And that's great. If that is truly, where your heart desires to further your career, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's almost kind of like an expectation that is applied to EMS to be a stepping stone and nothing more and nothing less. And here we want to shine a light on the beauties of EMS. Yes, EMS has got a lot of struggles, and we're going to right that ship. We're going to correct those issues over time. And hopefully EMS is going to look a lot better and a lot more squeaky clean than what it does right now. But really, ladies and gentlemen, EMS and our paramedics, just take time to appreciate that service that we have here in the United States and abroad in your first world countries, because there's so many people that don't have that privilege to call those three numbers and have somebody come rushing in to save the day or try to help you at the worst time of your life. So with that said, this kicks off day one of EMS week, and I'm so privileged and honored to have served alongside some of the most bravest, some of the most inspirational, and some of the most selfless first responders out there. And just when you see a first responder, I know it may sound silly, but just go up and say thanks, or just really just personally, internally appreciate that service. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go 10-7 out of service, wheels down, visors up, and we are just so happy that you're here along with us for the ride. Stay tuned, follow, share, like this video. We'd love to have you along for the ride for the next episode of EMS Week.